Bug Bites by Rachel Young. Ask, November-December 2004. Have you heard the one about the customer who finds a fly in his soup? Outraged, he points it out to the waiter who says, "Keep your voice down or everybody will want one." Okay, so it's an old joke. But the funny part is what the waiter says. Who on earth would want to eat a bug? Well, would it surprise you if we said lots of people would? It's true. In Australia, South America, Africa, and Asia, eating bugs is no jokes. No joke. Bugs aren't just pests. They're lunch or dinner or a nice after-school snack. To those of us who've never crunched a cricket or slurped a worm, the idea of eating bugs sounds pretty gross. We wouldn't eat those creepy crawlies even if someone dared us. Yet lots of bugs are nutritious, tasty, and perfectly safe to eat. Eating bugs is an old habit. 10,000 years ago, before they learned to farm, our ancestors found food by hunting and gathering. Bugs were considered part of the daily diet. It made sense for ancient people to eat a source of nutrition that was right under their noses, or buzzing by their ears. As you probably noticed, bugs are everywhere. 1 out of every 3 animals is a bug, and scientists estimate that there are 200 million of the little critters for every person on the planet. No wonder more than half the people on Earth still eat bugs daily. Of the million or so types of bug that scientists have named so far, more than 1,500 are somebody's favorite snack. The most popular bugs to eat are crickets and termites, which are said to taste a bit like pineapple, but lots of other bugs are edible too. Restaurants in Mexico sell ant tacos. Cans of baby bees line supermarket shelves in Japan. In Thailand, outdoor markets offer silkworm larvae. And in Mozambique, in eastern Africa, people call grasshoppers flying shrimp. Dinner is served on one plate, a big juicy hamburger, and on another, a heaping pile of cooked grasshoppers. Ground beef or bugs? Which one do you think is better for your body? Both have lots of protein, which is what your body uses to build muscle. But in other ways, grasshoppers clearly come out ahead. A pound of grasshoppers has less fat than a pound of beef, and the insects are higher in calcium and iron. Other bugs are good for you too, says biologist David George Gordon, author of the Eat a Bug Cookbook. I tell kids, if your bones are still growing, eat more crickets and termites. Not only are grasshoppers better for you than beef, they're also better for the planet. It takes a lot of grass and water and space to raise a cow. Imagine how many grasshoppers you could raise on the same amount of land. Still, wouldn't pick grasshoppers? Gordon says they also taste delicious, a lot like green peppers. In North America and Europe, the idea of eating bugs is downright disgusting to most people. But even though we don't think of crickets and termites as food, lots of things we do eat are bug-related. Honey is made by bees. Shrimp, crayfish, crabs, and lobsters are all arthropods, which is what scientists call the bug group of animals. In fact, lobsters have only recently made the transition from bug to edible treat. The first American colonists ate lobster only when they didn't have anything else. In Massachusetts, servants who were tired of getting the cockroaches of the sea for dinner wrote into their contracts that they'd eat lobster only 3 times a week. Other parts of the world also have forbidden foods. Lots of people would never eat lobsters and the other sea-dwelling bugs we consider delicacies. Many people don't eat pork. Even among people who eat insects, tastes differ. South Africans might munch termites for lunch, but they'd never eat scorpions, which are raised for food in China. In Bali, Indonesia, dragonflies are a treat, but in Indonesia province of Irian Jaya, no one would think of eating a dragonfly. Cicadas are on the menu instead. So when it comes to eating, people mostly stick with food they're used to. What's food and what's not is a matter of taste and what you've been taught. Could our tastes change? Could school lunches ever include grasshopper kebabs and caterpillar fritters? Attitudes about bugs are already changing, thanks to bug appreciation programs at schools and and science centers. Kids today are less squeamish about insects. If we can get over the gross factor, bugs could one day become part of our daily diet. Bugs are even considered a perfect food for long space journeys because astronauts could breed them in outer space. Still wondering who on Earth would want to eat a bug? Better to ask who wouldn't. So bugs are everywhere. Eating them is good for you and for the planet. Lots of people all over the world think bugs taste great. Why don't we? No one is sure of the answer, but some people think that bugs' bad reputation in some cultures may have begun with the first farmers. When our ancestors began to raise most of their own food, insects that might feast on the crops became the bad guys. Over time, we got used to thinking of bugs as dirty, diseased, and even poisonous, accusations that are mostly unfair. First, though, you should never eat that roach from under your fridge. Most bugs are no dirtier than anything else we eat. Have you ever seen a pig? Second, while it's true that some bugs, like mosquitoes and flies, can spread disease by biting, those bugs aren't the ones that people eat. People have learned not to eat the bugs that can make them sick.